Hello veg lovers, this is a bit of an interim video really, because I only did one about 5 days ago. We're on the 26th of March now, but there are some things I'd like to do in the garden today, so I thought I'd bring you along. But before I do anything, let's just have a look at how things have changed in a matter of 5 days. Let me just show you what's happening. Okay, the blueberry leaves are definitely out, so that's good. And if you're wondering why I put part of the Christmas tree in the tub with the blueberries, it's because blueberries obviously love acid soil, so hence they've got ericaceous soil in there. But this also acts a bit like a mulch really. It sort of preserves the water in there, and also of course when it rots down it actually helps with the ericaceous soil because pine is quite acidic, so that's the reason I put them in there. Good bit of mulch, uses a bit of the Christmas tree up, which we've still got lots of, and also keeps the moisture in. There's a few weeds in there that I need to get out, so I'll be doing a bit of weeding again today I think. But since I've pruned this particular one, we see we've got new growth. We've got a new little stem here that's come, so hopefully from the base of this we'll get some new stems growing, which is the whole point of pruning really, to make it more bushy. So hopefully, you know, give it another year or two, it might become more bushy instead of leggy. The raspberry leaves are coming out lovely. This is a lovely raspberry bush, so it doesn't grow tall like the canes, it just bushes out. The only trouble you get with it, it does spread quite easily, which is great if you've got a big patch for it to go in. But as you can see, we've got parts that have come off here, and we have also got a little bit that's just starting to go here. So I might have to tame that a little bit as it does get carried away. The apple tree, look at this baby, it's starting to get its flowers. It's going to perhaps be another week or so, it depends what the weather does, but they're already starting to open the leaves, and of course the flowers will be opening, and we'll have some beautiful apple blossom, which I always think is just stunning. I love apple blossom. Now of course the onions and chives are still doing really well. I'll go around here. And we've got some growth starting here from the purslane, a few ones, as well as some weeds. So again, I'll wait a little while for those to grow though before I adapt them. Now today, one of the jobs I'm going to do is try and clean the furniture ready for summer. Now, it's sat like this for a while, so it's going to probably take quite a bit to clean it. I'm not quite sure. I haven't got a pressure hose or pressure jet or anything like that in which to clean them with, so I'm going to have to rely on simple methods. I've got some vinegar spray which I'm hoping will help, but we'll see. It might be just a bit of scrubbing with a brush or something just to get it off the dirt, but it'll be nice to get that ready for summer. The wisteria has started to bud and get leaves, and that's always stunning. So that always reminds me then that spring is well and truly here once that starts. We've got nothing yet from the spring onions, and we have, like I showed the other day, we've got some sprouting occurring here with the sugar snap peas. It's nice to see that the rhubarb is growing well. That's grown quite rapidly actually in the space of a few days, so that's a good sign. Everything else is doing okay, apart from, as we said, that's even more decimated now I'm afraid, the poor tree cabbage. So I think that will probably end up in the compost bin, to be honest, and I'll put something else in there in its place, perhaps some herbs or things. Now the seeds I planted, well, little shoots I planted the other day of radish, they're fine, they've survived, so that's quite good, because we have had a bit of frost, so I was concerned. The broad beans are continuing to grow well. The little beetroots I put in, they are surviving, they are growing. So the cold night snaps hasn't really bothered those, so I'm hopeful, which means of course I can then probably directly sow some more into this then, so we get a succession. Of course the rosemary is always there doing well, but I am so pleased with this. Look at this. This is the plum, and look, it has started to flower, and there it seems so much healthier than normal. It's got lots and lots of flowering buds on it, which it has not had in years. Probably in the last 2 years I've not seen so much blossom that's going to be on this. I can't wait for this to open out fully. That's just going to be beautiful, so let's hope that this year he will have recovered well. It's so exciting. I know it's a sad thing to say, but I am really excited to see this in full blossom, because we've only been having little tiny, maybe an odd little bit of blossom here and there, and hence about 3 or 4 plums. But this looks like it could be good. Fingers crossed. Unless we get the aphid attack again, in which case it won't be so good. But we'll try. Something else I'm going to be doing today. Well, I'm going to put some more activator on the compost, and I'm going to give it a bit of a mix if you can. But this part here, this my little woodland bit, I suppose you would say, what I'm going to do is just rake off some of the gravel, get rid of that, and I have bought some mulch, some bark chip, wood chip, to go onto here, so make it more woodland looking, I suppose, better than the gravel. So that's a job I'm going to do today, so that'll hopefully tidy up this bit down here. I have got 2 of the wild garlic coming through, so we only had 1 the other day, and now we've got a friend there too. I don't know if any more are going to come through, but next year of course these will multiply hopefully, and I think, like I said, it's unlikely I'll get bluebells through this year. So I think the thing I can do, I was going to repot some tomatoes as well today, put them in a little bit bigger tubs so that they can grow on. So everything's looking really spring-like, and it will look so nice in a couple of weeks' time. As if we get weather like this, it'll be even better. So for now, I think I will start with the wood chip. Okay, the wood chip is on. It'll take a little while to settle in. I didn't bother keep the paths in between, but I could do. I might just sweep that over yet. It just wants a tidying up, but at least it's on there now. Something I didn't show you earlier, well, there's a few things actually in the garden that I forget. I mean, we have here an absolutely beautiful fern when it comes out, and that is sort of takes over half the path, so we have to sort of be wary of it, but it's just so nice, it's so beautiful when it comes out. And again, it's just something self-seeded. I think the best plants are those that self-seed. This that's growing here, it was sort of here when we came here, but has really gone wild and gone everywhere. It goes into the shed, it goes all over the steps, it goes up the rockery, and it's campanula, and it has beautiful sort of bluey, purpley sort of flowers when they come out. And it's just, I'm just really grateful that it goes on the steps. It's sort of, you know, if I was going to plant anything to trail down, then this would be it. It's absolutely beautiful when that comes out. So again, that's something to look forward to. Now, I've tried pulling the honeyberry out a little bit further to hopefully catch some sun to see if it grows any better. I don't know whether it will, but it's certainly getting more in the way of flowers, these little yellow flowers that you see all down there. So we'll have some berries, so I just must remember to eat them and not forget that they're here. And this other tub, the other side, as you can see coming through, no, it's not rhubarb, it's gunnera. So I keep it contained in this tub so it doesn't get huge like gunnera can, because it would overtake the garden. So that's why I keep it in a tub, and it just has, you know, just decent sized leaves, which is a nice backdrop to the garden. I've pulled that away from the fence a little bit more now, because again, I don't think that was getting enough sunlight there, so I've pulled it away and putting it closer to the pond. So I'm hoping that that might survive a bit better this year, although it keeps coming through every year. It's quite hardy really, and I don't do anything to it. I don't cover it in the winter or anything, it just comes back. Now, the next on my list of jobs to do, of course, is that dreaded chairs to clean. Let's get on with it. Right, I've pulled them down, and as we can see, they're covered in leaves and moss. So I think the first thing to do will be to brush all that off and see where we go from there. I think that's the best as it gets. Just times like this, I do wish I had a power washer. Make life so much easier. Right, I'm going to try just some white vinegar, really. Spray it on, leave it for a few minutes, and then try and wipe it off. And get it going. I've got the cushions upstairs, and they can do the clean as well, to be honest. I won't be getting those out until we have quite a lot of warm weather, dry weather, which might be never. But hopefully we'll be able to get them out. I have before now, they're a bit filthy. I can't get them clean because I've left them out before in the rain, and then it's ruined. And also we get bird poo on them, of course, because we've got the wisteria up above, so the birds land on the wisteria, and of course it poops down onto the chairs. The wisteria, of course, when it sheds, when the flowers die off, they all come down on the chairs. So it's forever trying to keep them clean. I mean, it hasn't got to be immaculate, it just needs to be clean enough to sit on, really. can't get in every crevice, it's just too many. On the table I'll have a go at. That'll be it's a little bit messy. At least it's a lovely day today. I know it's not always a lovely day. I know when I film it always seems to be sunny, but I just pick those days. Right, let's leave that a minute and see what happens. Okay, it's coming off. I think I'll probably need a few applications for this. It's nice that it's a natural product, vinegar. Not quite as natural as a water power sprayer, but you know, it's there's been a lot of moss growing onto the glass on the table, so I've got this wire brush which hopefully will get into it. With it being interwoven, you really can't get it all out, but you just do the best you can, really. I think this is as good as it gets for now. I'll have to go over it again a couple of times, but you know, at least it looks sittable. The tables are certainly better than it was. The chairs are better than they are. Still a little bit green because you can't really get into the woven part, but I will treat this again with some more vinegar, which seems to work quite nicely. I just need to do a bit of sweeping up, put this into the compost bin. Oh, compost, more rubbish out of the kitchen. Let's give that a bit of a clean out. Better. I'm trying to get some air into this. Again, look at this. I need to waggle around so I can get to feel the bottom. Well, what started off to be an easy day, which was just a little bit of an interim video, ended up taking all afternoon. Doing the wood chip, doing the cleaning of the chairs, doing the compost, and I've still got my tomatoes to plant up. But when the sun's shining, you have to take a break and have a lolly. Well, it's really nice at the end of the day to just sit in the garden and just admire what you've got there at the moment. It doesn't matter that we're at the beginning of spring. It's an exciting time, beginning of spring. All this new growth, all the beautiful flowers starting to bud and bloom. It's a promise of what's to come later in the year. I have one more thing to do today, so I best start moving from here and doing it. See you in a minute. Right, the final thing I'm going to be doing today is potting up the tomatoes that are growing up. I'd like to put them a bit deeper into the pots because they're a bit leggy, so I need to pop these up and pop them in. Now, like I say, I hadn't, of the tumbling toms, one didn't come through at all, and none of the coralic have come through. So what I might do is just try them again, is just to plant some more seeds, see if they do come through. Because I do need another tumbling tom, really, because I could do with 6, and I've got 5. So I will try doing that again. But in the meantime, I'm just going to pop these in. Now, I'm not sure if I'm using this correctly or not, but what I'm doing with the tumbling toms is sort of digging them out with this and then holding them by the leaves, not the stem, to pull out the whole root, and then using this dibbery thing to make a nice hole, and then getting the leaves again, popping the roots right in with the dibber to push this in. And then what I'm doing is actually pushing them all the way down so that there isn't much in the way of stem showing. This, from what I've read, should give them a stronger root system, make them stronger at the top, and actually stop them falling over, make a better plant. So that is what I'm doing. They'll stay probably in these for quite a while. If they grow too quickly or before the weather is warm enough for them to go out, I'll pop them on again. If the weather warms up and we've got the risk of frost disappeared, then I'll plant them into their destinations. But it's all very hit and miss at the moment because our weather, of course, can do amazing things. Like last year we had frost in June, which killed a lot of plants. So you can never be quite certain. But hopefully the weather will behave itself this year. It'd be nice to have proper springs and summers, that would be nice. And no surprise weather. Hopefully that'll do. I'll put them under the lamp with all the others. Now I might also take out and put in the cold frame these ones, considering the salads mainly and the spinach, so they can probably go out. You see, the only problem I've got is in the middle here because I've got oregano and what have I got? The chives and thyme and dill. They might be all right actually. They've all come through pretty well, so they might be all right. So I'll put them in the cold frame. So those will go live in the cold frame and make room up here for my new batch, who can sit alongside the peppers now. And hopefully we'll get some decent tomatoes, and hopefully the other ones will grow as well. I don't know why the coralic haven't grown. There isn't many seeds in a packet of those either, so I don't know whether they're particularly specialist. I'll perhaps need to read up a bit on those. But if they don't sprout, it doesn't really matter. I've got others that will take their place, so it's not really a problem. But that's all for today. Thank you so much, veg lovers, for watching again. I'm sorry it was a bit more lengthy than I anticipated, but I hope you've enjoyed this one, and I'll see you again soon. Bye.